Today, we're diving into a story that is just, well, it's incredible. It connects the inner workings of a beehive to one of the biggest challenges in human health, cancer. We're going to see how one single, ancient enzyme is playing a massive double role in two worlds that you think have absolutely nothing in common. So let's just jump right into the mystery. What on earth could a malignant tumor, something we're constantly trying to fight, and a giant queen bee, the absolute heart of her colony, possibly have in common? I know, it sounds like a trick question, but the answer reveals this really beautiful and totally unexpected connection in how life works.
So on one side of the coin, you have the chaotic, uncontrolled growth of a cancerous tumor. It's a biological process that's gone completely off the rails. And on the other side, you've got this massive, but perfectly controlled overgrowth that turns a regular old larva into a majestic queen bee. One is a signal of disease, the other is literally essential for the survival of an entire species. But as you're about to see, they're both flipped by the exact same fundamental switch.
To really wrap our heads around this, let's start with the human side of the story. We need to look under the hood at the molecular engine that's actually driving cancerous growth. Okay, so meet prostaglandin E2, or just PGE2 for short. The easiest way to think about this molecule is as the gas pedal for our cells. It sends out these powerful signals that tell cells, hey, time to grow, time to divide, time to move. Now, in normal amounts, that's super useful for things like wound healing. But here's the problem. In a lot of cancers, the levels of PGE2 are through the roof. It's like that gas pedal is just pushed to the floor 24/7, fueling that tumor's growth.
Right. So a car with a stuck gas pedal is a huge problem. But it becomes a total catastrophe if the brakes are also cut. And in so many cancers, that is exactly what's happening.
And this, right here, is our brake pedal. It's an enzyme called 15-PGDH. Its entire job, its one critical mission, is to hunt down and destroy PGE2. It takes the foot off the gas and keeps all that cell growth in check. You see, a healthy cell maintains this perfect, delicate balance between the gas and the brake.
So what's going on inside a tumor? Well, researchers found something absolutely dramatic. When they looked at human colorectal tumor tissue and compared it to the healthy tissue right next door, they found that the levels of this 15-PGDH brake pedal were smashed, reduced by at least 17-fold. And this chart just lays it all out crystal clear. In the normal tissue, you see lots of 15-PGDH, keeping everything nice and controlled. But look at the tumor tissue. The enzyme has practically vanished. And this loss of the brake isn't just in colon cancer. It's a common story in breast cancer, lung cancer, you name it. So with no brakes and the gas pedal floored by PGE2, well, you get that unchecked malignant growth.
Okay, I want you to hold on to that thought, the broken brake pedal in cancer, because we are about to do a complete 180 and fly over to the beehive, where we find a totally different but, as it turns out, a surprisingly similar growth mystery.
You see, inside a hive, every single female larva starts out genetically identical. They're basically clones, and yet some turn into small worker bees, while just one becomes this huge fertile queen. So what's the difference? It's all about the diet. The future queen gets fed an exclusive diet of something called royal jelly, and somehow this special food triggers a massive flood of a different growth signal, an insect hormone called juvenile hormone, or JH. This hormone basically tells the larva to just keep growing and growing.
So now we have our two stories, right? A tumor that's missing its brake pedal and a queen bee with a supercharged growth hormone. The unbelievable connection between them is that it's the same molecular switch doing the work in both places. And here it is. This is the big reveal. The common thread is the exact same enzyme, 15-PDGH. This table just lays out the parallel perfectly. In a human tumor, low 15-PDGH means high PGE2, which means runaway growth. In a queen bee larva, which needs to get huge, 15-PDGH levels are also kept really low, which lets its growth hormone surge. And on the flip side, a normal human cell and a normal worker bee larva both have high levels of 15-PDGH, which puts the brakes on and keeps their growth in check. It's the same system.
Now that's an absolutely incredible hypothesis. But, science demands proof. How could the researchers be totally sure that 15-PGDH was really the switch that was controlling size in these honeybees?
Well, they ran this brilliant experiment. They took regular worker larvae, the ones that are supposed to stay small, and they used a special technique to basically silence their 15-PGDH gene. They just turned it off, effectively removing that brake pedal. And the result? The worker larvae grew way bigger, increasing their body weight by 1.13 times.
They had artificially flipped the switch and started pushing that worker down the path to becoming a queen. So this is the really profound part. We are looking at a single, elegant biological switch that nature has held on to for hundreds of millions of years of evolution. It's been conserved this whole time. And in one context, shutting that switch off leads to disease. In a completely different context, shutting that same switch off is the key to creating royalty and ensuring the survival of a whole species. It's the same exact mechanism, just used for totally different reasons.
And that really brings us to the final thought here. It's just such a powerful reminder that the answers to some of our most complicated human health problems might be hiding in the most unexpected places in the natural world. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? How many other secrets about our own biology are just waiting for us, buzzing around inside a beehive?